YouTube, we are back yet again. Today's little discussion will be about politics, and this year's buzzword is socialism. Apparently, everybody hates socialism, but these people who say they hate socialism don't seem to know remotely what they're talking about. They don't know what socialism is. Here's a great example from my hometown, the city I'm in right now. They have been trying to build 2 new bridges for quite a few years. I want to say 20, but I have no clue if that's right. But they can't get these bridges done. Well, our government wants to put tolls on these bridges. Of course, the Republicans in our city don't want tolls. They think they're terrible, horrible, awful. But they complain about socialism. Now, not having tolls would be socialism. Do you understand that? Socialism is when everybody in a community can use something, like public roads and bridges. Yeah, you didn't think about that when you said, oh, socialism is evil, it's the devil. Schools, parks, libraries are all great examples of socialism. Now, I'm not saying socialism is the way we need to go. I like our government pretty much as it is. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Our government is just all kinds of out of whack right now. But socialism is not the way to go. But socialism is not the devil. Quit saying that socialism is the worst thing in the world, because it's not. You know what? People like to compare socialism with Nazis. Okay, one, they're on 2 different sides of the political spectrum. Socialism is on one side, Nazism is on the other. My right and left is reversed on the camera, so I'm trying to compensate. So if I did that backwards or showed it backwards, I'm sorry. Socialism is all the way on the left. Okay. Fascism, which is the same thing as Nazism, they were fascists, is all the way to the right. Totally, completely different ends of the political spectrum. So the people who compare Obama and his socialist ways to Nazis clearly have no clue what they're talking about, because you're calling him an extreme liberal and an extreme conservative at the exact same time. Doesn't make much sense now, does it? I have a great example of people not not having a fucking clue what they're talking about. Sorry for my language. I went with a friend on a camping trip with some people from her church, and they were complaining, this was before Obama was elected, about the socialists are taking over, they're gonna take over. But my friend and her 2 sisters, their soon-to-be stepfather was involved in this conversation, all went to public schools. 2 of them, my friend included, ended up dropping out and getting their GED for free, provided by the government. And the third one is still attending public schools. And I'm sorry if I'm embarrassing this friend, so I'm not saying her name. The same group of girls, they're girls, have a bad habit of borrowing library books and not giving them back. They lose them. They used to move around a lot. They were little girls. They lost them all. And to top it off, we were in a public park. Yes, they had rented the space to camp there overnight, but we were in a public park. 3 examples of socialism. His family, even though they were his soon-to-be stepdaughters, used them. I believe his daughter went to public school too. Obviously, this man did not know what he was talking about because he used socialist systems. People like to ramble on and on and on about things they really don't understand. The Tea Party is great about this. Yes, I'm getting into the Tea Party because they're extremely pissing me off. They compare Obama to Hitler. Fire Pelosi. What the hell? Obamacare and Pelosi's healthcare scheme? Okay, guys, hate to break it to you, neither of them wrote that bill. Bills are written in little groups of people, and I can't remember what they're called right now. I'm having a brain hiccup. But anyways, and then these groups of people go to committees, and then the committee votes on them, and then they go to the House and Senate, whichever one they go to first. Sometimes they go to one, sometimes they go to the other, and then they are signed off by the president. Now, the only thing the Speaker of the House does, which was Nancy Pelosi's job, is stand up and say, "This is what we're voting on today. We are taking a vote now." Smack, smack the gavel. That's it. They don't write these things. They don't come up with them. Now, they can put their endorsement behind something. And I'm going really dark. That they can do. But they don't control, which they can nitpick at it. They do not write the core of the bill. It goes through several people before they ever even see it. I mean, and these Tea Party people also need to look up the definition of teabagging. You guys look like morons with tea bags on your hat. Look it up. Okay? Obviously, you don't play Xbox Live or Halo. Because if you did, you would know what it was. Anybody who plays video games knows what I'm referencing. But it's just idiotic. And then you have their great, queen goddess of Sarah Palin, who is a moron. To put it nicely, she's a dingbat from Alaska that has the state that has fewer people than the city I live in. Not the state, the city. Just our little metro. There are fewer people in her entire state, and people want to elect this woman to president. She might have been head of PTA. You know, it's such an incredibly small group, and apparently she didn't do too good of a job there that she had to resign because of the crap she said. I mean, I was outraged watching the brain hiccup. It's really late at night. I'm sorry. My head is everywhere tonight. The big political rally, the convention. There you go. When she was going drill, baby drill, and then I heard she was from Alaska. Okay, you want to destroy your entire state's income? Alaska gets most its income from tourism. To drill, you either have to drill into the water, the glaciers, or blow off mountaintops. You raise CO2 levels, and all the ice melts. So now you don't have coastal areas, you don't have mountains, you don't have glaciers. Alaska has nothing. It's a big cold wasteland, which I think a lot of people in our state got. Like, we run on tourism. It is our main industry. That and logging. And they do some drilling up there. But you want to blow up all the mountains and drill, and then of course we had the BP spell after Obama was elected. But it would have been great if it did. I don't want it to happen at all, but if it could have had better timing, it would have been great if it was right after that. Because, maybe that still would have been in people's heads and they wouldn't have forgotten about it. I mean, think about it. Think about the BP oil spill. This would be a common occurrence if she was president. Because she's all for reducing regulations and more drilling and letting big companies take over. You want to talk about Nazi Germany? They didn't have big industry takeover, but they did have a psycho in charge. That's what you would be doing. Obama's at least a smart man. Bit naive. I will give everybody that one. He was very naive going into this process, thinking, I can click my fingers if I'm president and get this done. I think he needed a little more seasoning and a little more age, but he was definitely better than the alternative. Um, I don't see how people can still listen to this woman. She got a TV show that millions of people watch, and which has been canceled. She's canceled it because she doesn't think people will take her for doing the show. Really, we're not taking you seriously now. Your yahoos are still gonna take you seriously if they see you skin a live puppy. They're that crazy. I mean, she's got on her Facebook a map with gun sites on it, on states that have Democratic representatives. One of which, by the way, was the Congresswoman of Arizona, that she said she was gunning down in 2012. Now, I'm not saying that the nut barb who actually shot the Congresswoman had ever even seen this. You know, he was just crazy nut barb. But I think that should qualify as terroristic threatening. I mean, if a kid did that and like had a classroom, like had a map of their school and a classroom, it would be terroristic threatening. Why isn't her doing it terroristic threatening? Why hasn't she been arrested for this? I mean, seriously, why is this not considered terroristic threatening? The woman is so incredibly stupid. And people are like, oh, well, it's because she doesn't use cue cards. No, it's because she can't put a cohesive sentence together. That's another thing. People are like, oh, Obama, he's not this great speechwriter because he uses the panels that are like cue cards, idiot boxes is what most people call them, but I can't remember the technical name. Sorry, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, guys. But people are like, oh, he uses those. Well, yeah. Bush didn't, and I don't remember a good speech he ever gave. Now, he did have a good kind of, it wasn't really a speech, it was a lot of shouting after the World Trade Center. I don't consider that a speech. It was him yelling to get people to go woohoo, and was really relying off the crowd and their energy. So, because he did have a lot of, big people around him. Anyway, these same people who hold up signs saying, fire Pelosi and Obama's Hitler, you have no clue what you're talking about. Pelosi didn't control anything that was going on in the Senate. She was just the majority leader. So yeah, she could kind of have some pull and sway, but it's not like she wrote any of the bills. That's not what congressmen and women and speakers and stuff do. They don't have that job. They have little grunts that do that kind of stuff for them. It's kind of sad that the best reference to how our legal system isn't taught in schools. Go watch Legally Blonde too. All the teabagers, go watch that movie. It's about a dingbat blonde. You all seem to like dingbats. Go watch that movie. It'll actually teach you how government works. Because apparently you didn't get it in school because our school system's so fucking crappy because it can't get funding because the Republicans won't let them. They won't let us raise taxes so our goddamn schools can get money so you all can learn how the fucking government works. Alright guys, I'm almost out of time. I've got a searing headache. It's really late at night. I will talk to you all soon. Please leave comments. Please make them intelligent. Leave video responses. Something. Alright. Goodbye.